Lakers do not want to play for Luke Walton. Oh, boy. Well, here's Lonzo and Coach Walton responding to Lavar's remarks.
This is kind of consistent with some of the things your dad said early on, kind of about how you need to be coached. Is this something that you've ever heard from him before, that he feels like Luke should not be the coach of the Lakers or should not be your coach going forward?
I mean, that's just his opinion. You know, he's coached me my whole life, so he's definitely going to have a strong opinion about it. That's just what it is.
How do your teammates react when he makes comments like that?
We all come here with the same goal, you know, to win. You know, win is one, move is one, so we don't let it affect us.
Do they talk to you about the things your dad says? I mean, do you hear about it from them?
Nope. Like I said, he's going to speak his mind, you know. Whatever he believes in, he's going to say.
Lonzo, Luke just said it doesn't bother him as long as it doesn't affect you or bother you. When he does some stuff like, you're used to this your whole life, but something like this, does it ever bother you?
I go out there and just play.
Are you fine with Luke being your coach? I mean, do you like him as a coach?
I play for anybody.
I've said all along, there's always parents, and parents are going to get mad at things. That's what they do, and it's our job as coaches in an organization, to do what's best for our team and our players. And we make those decisions based on what we see, what we see every single day in the facility and on the court.
I know you said the other day that you felt secure in your position, but have Rob, Magic, Jeannie, has anybody personally given you those assurances or given you any reinforcement about your job status?
Yeah, I feel very secure in my job status right now. We talk all the time, and they're 100% behind and supporting what we're doing here.
I'm assuming you disagree that the idea that you've lost the locker room?
I would disagree with that, yes.
Those interviews from Sunday shoot-around. Coach, you ever have an overbearing parent like that in the NBA? I mean, this seems like something you deal with on an AAU level, or that's about the limit.
I have talked to moms and dads about their son, how he's playing, how I'm using him. But you listen, you're respectful. But at the end of the day, I just remind them, I don't show up at their job with advice on how to do their job, and I would appreciate them not showing up mine. But at the end of the day, Chris and Brent, a friend of mine told me a long time ago, I don't react to foolishness. I don't comment on foolishness. And what Lonzo Ball is saying, what the dad is saying, and Luke said it best, as long as it doesn't affect the player, his son, on the court, then I'm just not going to respond to it, because every time you respond to it, it breathes more life into it. And this is a parent who's made his name by commenting on everything. So you let him do his talking from wherever he's from these days, and you just focus on coaching the team, getting your players better, and don't respond to the foolishness.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, not commenting on the comments.
Yeah.
That does no good. I'm trying to think about who is learning from this, right? So we could go down the list. What is Lonzo learning from this process? At some point here, he might have to have a discussion that might be very difficult about where he is, where he stands, and the things that he wants to do without distraction. That'd be something that he has to do directly with his dad. Secondly, for Luke Walton as the coach, he knows this, but what Luke has learned is that this team's a lot younger than he even anticipated. They've shown their stripes over the past 3 weeks as a team that is not equipped mentally to handle the grinds of the season. They've got a lot of guys that are not competing. They had a meeting 2 weeks ago where the players were talking about how management wasn't handling them well. That is just absolutely absurd.
For a bunch of young guys.
For a bunch of young guys. Third, as you read these stats yourself, I'm going to keep talking, Chris. The Lakers, what did they learn? At some point, management for the Lakers, this is my opinion, has to come down and get in front of this. We know that they met with Lavar Ball and asked him about refraining from making comments and not being as available maybe at games. Well, good luck. That's not going to happen. But management in this situation maybe could have gotten ahead of this. Having Magic on the floor today or in a meeting with the players, or having Rob come down and answer the questions today rather than Lonzo Ball and Luke Walton wasting valuable time, to Sam's point about ridiculousness, where they need time to get better and improve, not spend time with this kind of distraction. The Laker organization should be a little bit better and have that connectivity with the team. The last thing I'll put is, what does Lavar learn from this? Nothing.
Nothing.
Because he'll just continue to do what it is that he does. That's who he is, and his perception of reality is what it is. It's not going to change. But for the Lakers, all of this is just a little bit too concerning for a team that does not have the experience that they have.
You know how you fix it? It's a bunch of young guys complaining. They complain about management handling. First of all, you in the league 1 or 2 years. How do you know how management's supposed to handle players? That's what's blowing my mind. Second, trade a couple. If you don't like playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most storied franchises in the history of the NBA, if you don't like living in L.A., guess what? I will find somewhere for you to go. But understand something, when you get traded, it may not be a place that you want to be, and the grass is not always greener on the other side. When you look at what the Lakers are quietly putting together, Brent, they're putting together a talented group of young guys. But these young guys are misguided. They're there thinking they got to prove themselves and earn the right to wear that uniform and go out and compete and win every night. It's not about, Flip Saunders used to say this all the time, you guys think it's about me making you guys happy. At the end of the day, it's about you guys making the organization happy, so we want to pay you, keep you around, and build with you.
So if the second overall pick, if his dad is the biggest problem, is he the guy you move?
That's the wrong way to put it, Chris.
What's the biggest problem?
It's not the biggest problem. No. The biggest problem with the Lakers is that they're just not good enough to compete against the teams that know what they're doing. And what Luke is trying to do is have them learn how to be professionals in this league and bring a consistent effort every night. Lonzo Ball missed those games, and the Lakers had some of their worst losses, but also some of their worst efforts. Now, is he the best player in this year's draft? Absolutely not. Is he key to what it is that the Lakers need to do to pour the foundation of what the ball club is trying to do moving forward? Absolutely he is. Kyle Kuzma has struggled in the absence of Lonzo Ball. Their defense has not been sharp. They have not been competitive, and they have not been engaged. That is not always the fault of the coach. As much as fans watch the game and say, the coach needs to get guys ready. No, competition gets guys ready.
Exactly.
And we're going to find out tonight how much these guys can grow up in the span of about 12 hours after this stupid news is out there. They're playing against Atlanta. Atlanta has the worst record in the league. These guys have a string of losses together. They're at home. Tonight, this team should be playing like desperate players. And we'll see if they come out with that kind of... I'm not saying they win the game, but their effort, their attention, their enthusiasm to compete tonight should be something you will recognize in the first quarter.
When you have a player like, look, I know Luol Deng is not playing, but the Lakers paid him a lot of money to do other things other than play. When you have a strong veteran in that locker room, you don't have this type of stuff coming out to the media. You teach young guys. That's why you have veterans on your team, to teach young guys how to go about the day-to-day business of the NBA, how to conduct yourself, how to come to practice, how to prepare for games, and how to keep your mouth closed. And if you have a complaint, go to the appropriate people. All this stuff that the Lakers talking about, we shouldn't be talking about this. All teams have a dysfunction to a certain degree. All teams are. But what the good teams do, they keep it in-house. You think the Golden State Warriors don't have flare-ups and problems sometimes? Every team does, but you keep your problems in-house and you don't let it venture out into the public.
I heard that Steve Kerr had a hangnail.
Yeah.
So there are problems with
everybody has problems.
What? Hey, okay. Naruto, Nine-Tail, Fox, I feel like a Gucci ad-lib. Burr, go to the Coca-Cola mascot, Polo Bird. Put my sauce on lasagna, it can make Garfield purr.